Hey guys, so we've got a quick update on the news about China's new gaming regulations. If you haven't heard, I made a video on this previously talking about how China proposed some new legislation that would essentially crack down on certain aspects in the video game industry, namely things like gambling, auction houses, things that the government saw essentially as bad for society and encouraging like people to spend too much time playing video games and gambling addiction, things like that. But we have this news. This was from Business Insider, but plenty of outlets have reported on this. That here you see the headline: China is in damage control mode after its crackdown on video games sparked an $80 billion market meltdown. After they proposed this new legislation, shares of companies like Tencent and NetEase, which are two of the biggest gaming companies, not only in China but in the entire world, lost close to 80 billion US dollars in their market valuations because of this news. So here we go. So China's video game regulator announced new draft rules for online games last week. That's what we were talking about. The announcement triggered massive sell-off in stocks, and on Saturday, the regulator said it will study all feedback to improve its draft rules. So China appears to be getting cold feet about its new restrictions on online games after an $80 billion market sell-off. He said the announcement was a surprise and ended up spooking investors and sending markets into a tailspin. So if you know anything about how China operates, they certainly have certain goals in terms of how they want their society to be run, but they also need money. So things like investors maybe not be as willing to invest in China or Chinese game studios as much because of these rules are certainly going to catch their attention, as the market dive did last Friday. So we have games giant Tencent saw its share price drop as much as 16%, while the stock of its rival NetEase tumbled a record 28%. Shares of social media service Bilibili, which is kind of like the Twitch of China, tanked 14%. So overall, that was $80 billion in market value because of that one announcement. See, so the article goes on to say that investors seem to fear a resurgence of a harsh crackdown against the tech sector that started in late 2020 and continued through mid-2023. The crackdown weighed on China's economy, which has been struggling to stage a convincing recovery following nearly 3 years of on and off pandemic lockdowns. So again, we see that China's has these goals in mind in terms of cracking down on gambling and video game addiction, but they also don't want to harm some of the biggest companies in their economy at the same time. So the regulator in question, which is China's National Press and Public Administration, which I believe is also the organization or the regulators in charge of game approvals within China, appeared to walk back its restrictions, and they attempted to calm the market. And they said in a notice on Saturday that it would seriously study the industry's reaction and improve the draft rules. Obviously, that's really vague. What that means, who knows? They could keep many of the proposed legislation and they could rescind some of it. Who knows? On Monday, the regulator announced it had approved 105 new online games, a likely sign that Beijing is easing up on its latest restrictions. And the slate of approvals demonstrates the authorities' active support for the development of online games. The regulator said it in an official WeChat statement on Monday. So again, what does this mean? They said they're willing to listen to feedback. Obviously, there was a lot of uproar, not only from investors of these companies, but obviously the gaming community as a whole. I don't think the Chinese government really cares too much about what the gaming community has to say, but when investors and the people controlling the money have something to say about it, then they'll listen. Anyways, I just wanted to make this quick video talking about this. Again, we're certainly haven't seen the last of this news. We'll have to see how they proceed with these legislations moving forward, and ultimately how it affects gamers not only in China but in the global market as well. If you haven't seen my previous video talking about this and giving my thoughts on what these new regulations mean, I'll link it somewhere you guys can click, or in the comments below. Anyways, thanks for watching again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.